All right, so the next speaker I'm going to be interviewing, good buddy of mine. I've got a chance to get to know him very well over the last several months. He has a huge heart. He loves helping people. They call him the Medicare boss. He knows a ton about Medicare. He loves helping agents get to the next level with Medicare. And I'm about to bring him up. Who's met Eric before? Who said the... There we go. I like it. I like it. He's a good dude. I urge you to go meet him. I urge you to go to his booth. I urge you to shake his hand. I urge you to pick his brain. The VIP lounge, the party, whatever. But it's my pleasure to bring up the founder of Medicare Sales University and my good buddy, Mr. Eric Fierro. Give him a big hand.
Que comience la fiesta. Mira, agarra a tu mujer y a cepillar se ha dicho.
And he can dance. And he can dance. Don't expect me to do that too, though, okay?
Am I on? Can you guys hear me?
You are on, man.
All
you
right.
guys can hear him, right?
Great. Hey, real quick, this is really awesome. Like, again, I'm good friends with Cody, and to see what he's put together, him and his team have done such a fantastic job. This venue is amazing, and to see the 8% here it's next level, man. I'm really, really proud. Now, my year has been pretty amazing this last year. If you guys don't know, because if you follow him on social, you probably have seen me pop up a few times. I've got to spend a lot of time with him this past year. We've spent time in Tennessee, in Arizona, in Missouri, in Arizona again, in Texas, and in Costa Rica. We've hung out in mansions, golf courses, resorts, freaking conferences. I mean, Jesus, we spent so much time. But the thing that I think has brought us so close together is that we're both like-minded in that we are always brainstorming on how we can bring more value to agents. How can we help agents more? And that's why I think I'd really love to mastermind with you, because we're on that same wavelength, you know? And so I really want to say this is such an awesome opportunity. I really thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And if you don't mind, I want to give just real quick, I want to start with giving some actionable advice right now.
You guys cool with that? Some action,
cool
some value real quick?
Because that's
Who's
really...
not cool with that, right?
What I want to, the reason I kind of let you guys know about how much time I've spent with him is because it's purposefully done. The biggest thing that you could take away from me right now in terms of my success in the Medicare market has been that aside from my work ethic and my drive, I've chosen to surround myself with incredibly successful, goal-oriented, driven people like Cody Askins. He is a big reason why my mind is right, why I have bigger goals, why I really want to do the things I want to do, because I've chosen to surround myself with really successful people who are just striving to do better things. And I've chosen to also drown out anybody who's been negative that can stop me or hinder me from achieving the goals I want to achieve. And I really want to encourage you guys that there's probably a lot of you in here who've heard that advice before. It's nothing new, but may not actually be putting it into practice, because the negativity, the negative people that could be in your life bringing you down could be the closest people to you. It could be your parents and your siblings. It could be your spouse even. I mean, it's difficult, no doubt, but it just gets so much more fun to go after these goals and reach these new heights when you surround yourself with people like Cody who will believe in you, who will support you, who will encourage you, who will cheer your successes and not be jealous. Like they're there because they want to see you do well, and in turn you want the same for them. Those are the kind of people that you need to make sure to surround yourself with if you want to take yourself to the next level. So that's just the first piece of advice I want to give. There's more content I want to give you guys that's actionable, but that's the first thing I wanted to bring out.
It's a great start. Thank you, buddy. I'm excited to spend a little time, dive into the Medicare mind, which is the Medicare boss. The first thing I want you to do is kind of tell them a little bit about you, how you got into the business. For those that don't know you.
Yeah. So if you guys, because most of you probably don't know who I am. I've started probably, I want to say around age 11 is when I started selling. I was slanging candy in junior high, and it was not allowed, but I just had that drive and desire. So my aunt would take me to Costco, and I'd buy these big tubs of, if you guys remember, they're called Crybaby sour gums.
Oh, wow.
And Warheads. And so I'd buy this like tub for $6, and it came with 240 pieces, and then I'd go sell it for $0.25 at school until I got caught, and then they put the kibosh on that after like 2 months. But it was again, it's just to show you guys, I've always had that in me. I wanted to be selling, I wanted to do business, I wanted to learn how to make money. It was fun. And I think ever since then, I was on a course to trying to figure out how do I get into a position where I'm helping people first and foremost. And as I got older, I wanted to find a place that I felt was more recession-proof so that I wouldn't necessarily be affected as severely with the ups and downs of the economy. And last, I wanted to be able to control my own income and not have to climb a corporate ladder in order to make more money. I wanted to be able to know if I worked extra hard, made more sales, that I could make more money when I needed to. Like it's like that engine you could just crank on, hit the gas, make more. You know better than anyone what that's like.
No doubt, buddy. Who got you in the business?
One of my best friends, who's actually here in the audience, his name is Tegre Moot. He saw my journey in the different things that I tried to sell. I mean, I've tried to sell everything under the sun.
What's the craziest thing you've ever tried to sell?
I mean, I don't know if it's crazy, but I mean, I've sold
difficult
credit card processing machines.
All right,
It was probably the furthest I steered away from what I was doing in the insurance business. But that to me was probably one of the more difficult ones that I had to do. But again, so Tegre saw what I was doing, and he said, "Buddy, you are selling the wrong product." And so he finally convinced me to give Medicare a shot. And, I remember the first couple sales that I tried to make, I tanked. And I was bummed. I was like, are you sure I should be in this? Like, I was, one was a no-show. The other one actually tried to recruit me into an MLM. And I'm just like, I don't know that this is what I want to do.
So you didn't just jump in this business and immediately sell everyone you saw?
No, well, and I was working full-time as a finance manager for University of Phoenix when I started dabbling in Medicare. And, but after I had that experience, Tegre said, please, for me, go out, try it one more time. And I swear to you, okay, because what I would do is while I was at work, at lunchtime, I'd lock myself in my office, make appointments for later the afternoon after I got off work, drive to the appointments and go do my pitch. And so after those first 2 tanked, I went and did it again, and the next 10 sales in a row, I hit. I sold them all.
Wow.
And so that hooked me because I actually saw that it was checking off all the things I wanted. I was helping people. You could see it on their face, the relief that I was able to come in and provide something that was valuable to them. And then I checked the other mark where I knew that in a market like what we were in, back in that time, because the recession started, 2007, 2008, I got in this 2006, and so I started selling Medicare Advantage early 2007, and that's, as all that stuff was going bad, my income kept going up. And so again, I was checking off another mark. And I knew that if I needed to hustle harder, call more leads. Call more leads, make more appointments, make more sales, there's more money. So that's when I decided I want to go all in on this. After doing it part-time and seeing that it was very lucrative, I decided it's time to switch.
So from what you learned, as a new agent, did you agree earlier with, hey, you know what, most agents struggle to get in front of people? What's kind of like a little help to some new agents out there that are...
Yeah, I think honestly, and I'm speaking because I see this all the time. So, and obviously we'll talk a little bit more about what I'm doing now, but I train agents from not knowing anything about insurance most times, and I get to see where it is they struggle. And a lot of it actually comes down to fear. They have fear of executing something. They a lot of times they want to be the smartest person on the phone. So if they're calling a prospect, they want to know it all so that no prospect could trip them up. And that's the biggest mistake. In fact, I personally made that mistake, that I tried to be the know-it-all. And it wasn't until my same good buddy Tegre, he just said, stop caring. Stop caring. Like really just be present and make the call and then react. And that was probably the best advice. And so that's the same thing I do with my teams is I say, just study the material so that you know it, so you're dangerous, but have no fear. Call and just react. And it makes the world of difference whenever they actually follow those instructions.
Yeah, it really does. That's awesome. What was it about Medicare that made you make that your niche market? Because we talk all the time about having a niche, the importance of having a niche. Also, I want you to address why you feel like it's important to actually have a niche and then what got you into that one?
I would say, obviously, you don't want to be, how would they say, a jack of all trades and a master of none. I think it's good to become a master of something and then start to, divvy off into other things that can complement what you're a master of.
That's good.
And that's really kind of the structure we have is we're focused on Medicare, but because we've mastered it, we can now bring in all these ancillary products that help complement what we do. And for us, the importance of why I decided to go into the Medicare niche is residual income. How many people in here, by raise of hands, are in the Medicare business? Okay, so there's a good amount of you guys.
Dang.
You understand the power of residual income. You understand that for me, it was probably one of the best things to think of that, man, if something happened in life, because life happens, but if something were to happen and I've built up a book of 300 people, that I'd still get over $7,000 a month coming in every month. That to me is one of the greatest pieces of mind, right? Because in the corporate world, if you miss too much work, what happens? You could get fired, right? But when you're building your own block of business with Medicare and you have this residual income coming in month after month, if you needed to take two months off, no one's taking that income stream from you. That's yours. It goes with you. And that's why I think the Medicare niche is so attractive to me and to such I think a growing number of agents. They want that.
Yeah, 100%. I was actually at the Obsessed conference yesterday speaking, and that's one of the things that one of the speakers ended with was how important some passive income was. So I think it was like his step 9 out of his 9-step process to earn like 7 figures or something. So, from an agent selling Medicare, got into the niche. What are you up to now? What are you up to currently? Kind of bring us up to speed here.
Yeah, the past couple of years have honestly been a whirlwind of amazing. Really, it has. So, for 12 years, my focus was mainly in not only selling insurance, but also training and recruiting other agents, working for an FMO. And that was a lot of fun. I built some amazing relationships with agents. I learned how to not only, I knew all about the selling side because I was still doing it on a day-to-day, but I also got to do everything on the servicing side. I got to build relationships with some of the best in the business in terms of working for other insurance companies and working with the reps that would come and help us out. I mean, it was just a great experience. But the company I was working for got bought out, and it left me at a crossroads. I could have either joined the new entity and started working for them, or I could try something new. And again, my good old trusty friend, Tegre Moot, gave me a call. So it's actually, Tegre works for Heartland Financial Group. He's a CMO there. Gives me a call, and he says, hey, we actually just started a call center in Kansas City. It's going well. We want to think about maybe, opening a call center together in Phoenix. What do you think? What are your thoughts? And it's kind of those reality checks, like, really? Like, from scratch, like, we're just going to try to start something up. And he's just like, absolutely. I believe in you. I know what you're capable of. I've seen you sell. I know you're passionate for this, so let's go ahead and do it. And I jumped in. I said, let's do it. So we went. I remember I was still working for Western, or I'm not going to say the name, but I was still working for another company, and we were basically getting to the point where we were we were looking for new offices, a new place where I was going to call home, hang my hat. And so we opened up an office in Phoenix, got started. I started hiring people, going through the training process. Actually, it ended up becoming good practice to anytime we hire someone new, we put them through the university I created, which I created that university in about 2015. But now it's our foundation.
I didn't realize it's been around that long.
Yeah. And now it's our foundation. So any agents who are employed by us go through our university for a minimum of a week and a half to 2 weeks so that they become very well versed in the lingo of Medicare. And then from there, we can get them on the floor. But the really crazy thing, again, it's a whirlwind, right? So really quickly after that, we brought on 2 other call centers. And so now under one brand, we are 4 different locations under one brand. So along with all the amazing agents that work for us, and they do a great job, the best thing about this is that I also have, each of the locations has a manager who's in charge of the hiring and the training and the running the office. And I get to communicate with those guys on a daily basis. And it's just so fun to be able to have people that I can mastermind with, that I can run these ideas across, because I'm in charge of the marketing. And so I basically generate all the leads for the call centers. And so I run things by them like, hey, I got this crazy idea. I'm going to try to do this, this, and that. And they're like, dude, I love it. And so I'll go and just jump into the studio and create it, And so it's really fun to have a team like that, you can collaborate with and see the growth of something, starting from scratch and seeing it grow every single day. That's really been an amazing ride for me.
Wow, that's a cool journey.
Yeah.
If I ask you to give us 3 tips on how to scale a business in the insurance industry, what would those be?
So, again, because a lot of you don't know who I am, you're also probably wondering why they should listen to me. If I was in the audience, I'd be like, well, what makes you an expert enough to have me listen to what you're saying? So I'm just going to show you one slide. Okay, again, we have call centers that are in place that everything that I'm talking about today, we put into practice in these call centers. All right, but I just wanted to show you a quick slide. So in the past 16 months, this guy right here generated 54,000 leads on Facebook. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys that, to know that I know a little bit about what I'm talking about when it comes to the marketing aspect and then teaching the agents how to convert these leads into sales. All right, but I wanted just to quickly show that, not to brag, just to show you that I know what I'm doing.
It's transparent. Most people don't show that kind of stuff. It's freaking cool to see. That's powerful.
Yeah, so I would say, okay, the first tip that I would want to give then in terms of how to scale, grow a company, grow your business, your Medicare block, is probably automation. So you'll see on the sides here, it's just going to be a video that runs through software that I think everybody should have. Everybody should have some type of software that does something similar, that really takes a lot of what you would maybe normally do manually and automate it. And that's in terms of sending out text messages, sending out email campaigns, doing ringless voicemail. You need to have a system in place that you can design a sequence of follow-ups so that whenever you generate a lead or buy a lead, because it works both ways. You could be buying leads from, secure agent leads, and all those leads can go right into a system, whichever one you choose, and those leads can start getting this sequence of text messages and emails and ringless voicemails, all for the purpose of getting in contact with more of your leads. When you have automation in a software like this, you will have a much higher contact rate. Normally, it could be anywhere from 30, even I've heard of people getting up to 60% contact rate on their leads because they're using automation. All right, you've all heard it, that if you can get in contact with your lead once it comes in within the first 5 minutes, then you will have at least a 30% higher chance of closing that on the first call. At least, that's the honest truth.
Say that again.
If you can get in contact with your lead within the first 5 minutes of it coming into your system, then you will have at least a 30% higher chance of selling that lead. That's statistics. And it works. I've heard it in other arenas, but we actually looked at on the back end of our program. We're like, oh gosh, it's true. It's true. I think for us it was like at 28% or something like that. It was 2% off from 30, but it's just like you could tell it's a real statistic. And software like this, if again you got to make sure that it has the right features. But like this one we use here, automated follow-up. As soon as the lead hits the system, you can actually tell it to call your cell phone. So as soon as that lead hits the system, the automation can start, but you'll also get a call from the system saying, lead just came in, do you want us to try calling? You say yes, it'll try to call the lead. All, again, for the purpose of trying to get in contact with more leads. That's what I'm trying to really stress here. Automation, if you guys are uncomfortable with technology, you need to get comfortable. Because there's absolutely no doubt that with the advances in technology, more and more consumers, more and more insurance companies are all going to be jumping on board with all the different systems they can use to help automate their processes. And this doesn't cut you guys out of the picture. This only amplifies your services. You get to reach them and deliver messages to them and give them valuable content through whatever email sequence you design, text sequence you design. It's all there because you're designing it. And you're going to actually be able to create a better brand for yourself because immediately they're not going to forget you as easy. Now they have 3 forms of different communication on top of also calling them where they're hearing your name or hearing about your agency. Automation is super, super important.
Yeah, it is. It's really cool.
So that would be tip number 1, I would say. Tip number 2, I would want to talk about video ads, okay? So in our current state of society, obviously we've seen how YouTube and Facebook and Instagram have all taken off, right? We've seen that, and we've seen how important that is to communicate with them. It used to be that television was king, to put commercials on television, and radio before that, billboards and all this other stuff. But now we have a whole different form of trying to communicate with potential customers, And for those who aren't utilizing it yet because you're, again, fearful of the technology or fearful of what it would take or concerned about that there's a cost. I mean, I've heard people say, I don't know what camera to have. I don't know what lighting to use. I don't know if I should have a green screen. I don't know if I should have special sound equipment. I mean, all these things. Look, Cody, here's the honest truth.
You gonna prove it?
That's all you need. Well, what?
Hey, who wants to see Eric do a live video ad as if you were producing one on the fly? Hey, he's got to back it up, right? Can you do that? Can you do that for me?
All right. Okay. All right.
He's got to dance while he's doing it, though. Same time.
All right. So let me give you a couple tips then before I do this. All right. Tip number 1 is that people want authenticity. So if you're going to make video ads, just be authentic, but also you need to be confident. Not confident necessarily in yourself. Doesn't have to be like, again, I didn't win the genetic gene pool like Mr. Cody Askins over here, okay? But I am confident in my product. I am confident in my knowledge of Medicare, and because of that, I portray that confidence onto this camera. All right, so that's a big thing. So here's the other thing, okay? Again, you just go into here, go to video. And I'm gonna, I just had a thought. I'm gonna ask the audience if they're okay with this. Okay, so here's the deal I wanna make. I'm gonna do this live for you guys right now. I'm gonna record a simple ad that I promise you will get me results. In fact, so much so that after I'm done recording it, I'll actually run it. And if you go follow my Facebook page, Medicare Sales University, I'll tell you guys what the results are. I'll tell you guys how many leads I get from it. I'll tell you guys what it ended up costing me per lead. I'll let you guys know what that is off the ad that I'm gonna film right here on stage, okay? But in return for doing that, I wanna record a second ad, because these are short. Okay. These are gonna be like less than a minute each one. But the second ad I want to actually record for my university. And so I'm going to quickly say a quick thing, but when I'm done, I'm going to pan over to you guys. If you could do me a huge, huge favor and cheer when I'm doing that, then I'll do both those right in front of you.
Yeah.
Deal?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
This is cool, right? Full transparency. This is awesome.
Jeez, this is nerve-wracking.
Hey, no pressure. No pressure.
Right. Okay.
We're all watching.
Jeez. All right, so first one I'm going to do is the consumer one, okay?
Towards a prospect, right?
Towards a prospect, towards a consumer. And again, my main focus, although we sell Medicare supplements and Medicare Advantage, my main focus is selling Medicare supplements, okay? It's a lot easier for me to generate ads, get in front of people without having to worry about the CMS regulation and all that. So that's why I tend to lean more to the supplement side, okay?
Okay.
Let me quickly think. And again, sometimes you're going to do this, and you might have to start over again, all right?
But not on this one.
But I'm just saying, so don't be afraid about having to start over again. So, I can't believe I'm doing this. Okay. Ready? All right, here we go. Oh, wait, I got you in the background. Sorry about that. Just trying to. I want to have a normal background. Now there's a big thing of me. I don't know if it's cheese. Oh, well. Okay. All right. Here you go. Okay. So if you've had a Medicare supplement for any period of time now, you've probably experienced rate increases. Some more harsh than others, but either way, it probably has you asking, when is this going to stop? Unfortunately, it probably won't, but there is hope. My name's Eric Fierro, and my agency specializes in helping clients, our clients especially, lower their monthly expenses and showing them a better way. If you want to find out how we could help you, click the button below and you can get driven directly to our site where you can run a quote for yourself and see if you can realize some immediate savings, or call the phone number that you see above and we'll be happy to help you out, answer any questions you have. There's no obligation, and I promise you, you'll feel a lot better after we discuss this. Okay, so again, click the button below or call the phone number, and either way, we want to help you get into a better position. We'll talk soon. Done.
There we go. That was good.
Whew.
That was good. Hey, you think
my mouth's a little dry.
Hey, you think he's done that a time or two?
But but
This
listen,
is real life stuff that you guys could be doing. I mean, it just is.
This is the reality, okay? I've done all of it. I've done the polished ads. I've done the ads on green screens. I've done the ads where I'm walking in a park. I've done the ads where I'm just on a gray background, and I've done ads just like this. The ones, I mean, they will all pull differently, but here's one of the main things. Before I do my next ad, because don't forget, I'm going to do this next one, because I just had to pull that off for you guys. So the main thing I want you to realize is this. If you spend too much time crafting something, you're going to run it, and you might see that it'll tank. It may not do anything like what you thought, and you dedicated a day, 2 days trying to record this, paying somebody to professionally do the filming of it. I mean, it could end up tanking. The reality is all ads have a point of diminishing returns, okay? And so some are going to diminish within a day, some will do it a week, some will do it in a month, some can last 3 months. But if you make more content like what I just did right here, you can figure out what works a lot faster and a lot cheaper than if you go the route of trying to come up with something incredibly polished where you think it's just going to slay it, because so many times it doesn't.
It's also more transparent. It's more authentic. It's
That's
more
what
genuine. It's not
exactly.
fake. You know, it's not fake, and people see through that stuff.
And they want that authenticity. They really do. They want to feel like if they see you come across their screen, are you really trying to help them, or are you just another person trying to get over on them? That's the mentality they have. So I hope that was helpful. I'm gonna do my other one now. Okay.
You guys are gonna have to help at the end when he pans. You ready?
Yeah, exactly. So like I said, I'm gonna probably, I gotta go this way, brother. Okay, because I'm gonna have to pan this way. So you're gonna be.
He's okay if he's in the video. He don't care.
You're gonna be in my ad, all right? So.
He's the best DJ in the business, man.
Yeah, exactly. So here's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna say my little thing real quick, and then I'm just gonna pan over like this, and I'm hoping you guys will cheer as loud as you can as I do that. Okay. All right. Let me quickly think. Okay.
No pressure.
No pressure. All right, here we go. Let me get it right here. Actually, let me put my big head in front of it. There you go. Okay. All right, here we go. I got 3 tips on how to grow and scale your business in the Medicare niche, all right? And I want to share them with you. So if you want, click the button. Oh, you know what? I messed up on that. See? All right, let me take a second take, okay? Let me take a second take. Sometimes.
Hey, this takes some guts too.
Sometimes that
takes
happens.
some guts.
Your mind will drift somewhere else, and you'll start saying something you didn't even want to say, and that's where I was going. So I'm sorry. Okay, I'll get it right this time. Whew. Here we go. All right. Okay, I got 3 tips that I want to share with you to grow and scale your business in the Medicare niche. All right. This is actionable information you could put into practice right now, and I want to share it with you. So click the button below or above or wherever it's at, but the system that you need to get into Medicare is right here. Now, if you're wondering whether this is really worth your time, just ask all these agents who just got delivered the goods.
Woo! Yeah!
That was dope. I love that.
That was good. Wow.
That
Thank
was
you guys.
awesome.
That was a big help. That's cool.
That was great.
Now I'm
man.
jealous.
All right.
Way to go, Eric, man. We put you on the spot.
I still got one more tip to give.
That's right. You got one more tip to give, too, man. That was cool.
All right. So last tip again. If you guys, now I don't know how many of you guys focus on your local market, how many of you are just getting into Medicare, or even, how many people have been in it but are just trying to figure out a way to scale. I would say the next biggest tip, and you've, again, probably heard it, is selling over the phone, okay? So the video I'm going to run here on the background is basically just going to be some of the software tools that we use in our agency to help us scale and do everything that we do 100% over the phone. Again, let's go back to something that I get a lot from other agents, is that there's a fear of doing it over the phone. They're scared that they may not be able to say the right things. They may not be able to close at as high as a percentage as they can when they're in front of people. They're afraid they won't be able to cross-sell. All of that is not true, because we are doing it in our agency every single day. Not only do we sell them Medicare products, but we cross-sell several other packages, and that way when we talk to somebody, we can sell 3 to 4 policies to one person, let alone if they have a spouse. Whoa, well then now you're looking at, 6 to 8 policies from one household, all right? And so if you're talking about trying to get a return on your investment when you're purchasing leads or when you're actually generating leads yourself, if you're talking about getting a return, well, the best way is selling multiple products in one household. Because now you don't have to look at, okay, if I paid $100 to actually acquire this client and I make 200, it's now going to be like, well, I'm actually making 800 because I sold 2 other ancillary products to go along with it.
I was at your call center when one of your guys sold 6 apps on one call.
Yeah.
I really was.
It's real. It's real. And so, again, it just comes down to training. It really does. It comes down to training and using the right tools so that you can quickly come up with what you need to do. And there's obviously certain setups, which again, part of the Medicare Sales University is it's all about training agents on how to do what we do.
And it covers these 3 tips as well as a bunch more.
Oh yeah, it's so much stuff that's covered on there. And again, the intent is to have somebody plug into there and actually put what they're seeing and learning on the videos, put it into action. Because here's the one thing that I will notice a lot. People love to consume information because that's easy, right? Consuming the information, feeling real knowledgeable, but so little people actually put action behind it. And that's the most necessary, crucial step.
Good point.
That's why I keep telling people, don't feel like you have to be the expert to actually start making phone calls. You just need to be dangerous. You just got to know enough so that you can be dangerous on the phone, and trust me, from there, you're going to learn so much more quickly. And that's why I have the university in place, so it's a great resource to build a foundation, and then from there, put it into action. That's really one of the best pieces of advice I can give you. But I would say, counter to that too, another big thing that I've noticed a lot is that agents are a little bit hesitant to invest in themselves. The softwares that you see here aren't free, okay? The first one I was using, that's anywhere from $200 to $300 a month, depending on which one you get. There's several out there. The one you were looking at before, the quoting tool, that's around $175, $200 a month. This tool you're seeing right here is great for the Medicare supplement industry because you can basically, anytime you have a client who has certain health conditions, plug in the conditions right here, and it could tell you, oh, these are the best carriers to consider in the event that the client has those conditions. But none of this software is free, and so agents who tell me they want to scale and grow their business have to also, in turn, realize that in order to do that, you have to spend money to make money. You need to have an investor's mindset, not a consumer mindset. A consumer will look at it like, oh, these are payments I don't want to have to make. An investor would say, the most important metric is if I put $1 in, how much will I get out? If it's more than what I put in, how do I scale? So if I put $1 in and I get $2 out, how do I scale this now so that I can make more money, right? Because that's the most important metric of all, is that simple. If I put $1 in, will I get $2 out? How do I scale? So when you look at these different pieces of software that you have to use, then you basically have to look at it as an investment. Like, okay, if I pay to use these systems, will it help me to generate more sales? The answer is yes. Why? Because we're proving it. We use it in our agency daily. And so that's another huge benefit of people who are members of the university, is that the stuff I'm practicing and preaching get put on the university for others to learn as well. So I'm the guinea pig.
It's cool that you put it all in there too. Just like share it, be open. Everything we're talking about that you've shared, they're able to actually learn from being a part of the university, and even how to implement those things. Because it's one thing to, hey, I'm gonna pull up my phone and shoot a video. There's a little more work behind that too.
Yeah. It's all on there. I said, and again, the greatest thing about the membership is that we have private Facebook group that you have access to me. Ask me questions. If there's something that you need clarity on, ask me questions. That's the point of being able to communicate and access to me, is that ask me questions and I'll tweak with you. I'll tell you, okay, this needs to change. This needs to change. So that's really, again, what's covered here in the university, and you were seeing a little bit of video of it, is there's product knowledge, sales process training, sales technique training, what to say on the phone, how to say it, and again, all this stuff. Scripts are on there, PowerPoint presentations are on there, all these things that are plug and play, and the selling techniques. Pretty much everything you see on the university can actually be applied at the kitchen table as well. It's also beneficial that you could use it over the phone because, again, for those who want to scale and expand, if you live in a small town, you're limited by your audience, and so, but if you're able to at least expand that to your entire state, well, now you have a lot more people to talk to. If you can expand it to 10 states, geez, sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. It's now going to be down to your work ethic and what you're willing to invest to be able to get in front of those people. That's what it comes down to. And there is even a Facebook ads course on the university as well to help you get started with having your whole Facebook ads up and running. And this is always evolving. I'm always adding more information. Again, more things as I'm learning and I'm putting into practice and I see it works, then I'll put it on here as well.
Yeah, you're always adding stuff literally like every single week. I see it all the time. I've been through it. It's good.
Yeah.
It's actionable info, and it's super solid. How do they get access to this? Hopefully they'll come see you and ask questions and talk to you and meet you. Walk us through that.
So listen, I have a booth out there, and basically the university has 5 awesome new things that have been added to it, but you go check out my booth. There's a special offer for the next 2 days for everyone who's here at 8% Nation. I have the signs up. It's basically, real quick, because I know we're out of time. There's 5 new sections that I've added to the university to make it even juicier, more valuable.
Right.
First one was an FMO series, an FMO interview series, where I interview some of the best FMOs that I've had experience with over the past 14 years that I know if you ever place contracts with them, they'll do right by you, okay? I have recorded in-house team trainings, so when I do my own in-house team trainings, I'm gonna record them and I'm gonna put them on the university so you guys can glean from the information I'm teaching to my own agents to make them better agents, right?
I love that.
This is about motivation, tactics, sales. I cover everything that's going to help them. They'll bring up, hey, I'm having issues with this or that. Well, this is how we fix it. This is what you need to say. This is how you need to approach it. I'm also going to have monthly guest coaches as well, like Mr. Cody Askins. So he came in, like you said, he came into my call center, he trained my team. He did a phenomenal job. Like they were on fire. They were just like, get me on the phone. And they ran and they were putting into practice the practical things that Cody told them about. There's also a recorded phone call vault, which is super, super valuable. There's over 20 hours of our agents selling on the phone, making sales in all different kinds of products so you can hear how it's done, including when they sell multiple policies, all right? And that's huge. And the last part is all that software you saw in here is included with your membership. So check it out. Come by my booth. I know we're out of time. Come by the booth. It's basically going to be for you guys. It'll be a 3-day free trial if you sign up, and it'll be $97 a month. I think, again, if you have an investor's mindset, over $400 a month of software for $97 plus all the other awesome stuff, it's no-brainer. So I hope that was valuable, man. I hope that was valuable.
Great. Thank you, buddy. Give it up for Eric. How awesome was that?
Thank you.
Eric Fierro, Cody Askins. Thank you, gentlemen.